Have you ever pulled into your own driveway, ready to start a new chapter, only to be ambushed by a neighbor who thinks you don't belong? That's exactly what hit me the moment I rolled through the gates of Oakwood Estates in my brand new Rolls-Royce Ghost, feeling the weight of a dozen eyes peering from behind twitching curtains. Before I could even turn off the engine, Karen Wellington pastel cardigan flapping like a war banner, sunglasses perched like a crown storm toward me, shouting accusations of theft loud enough to wake the cul-de-sac. She didn't just question my car, she questioned my right to exist in her perfect little world. How did this petty HOA tyrant go from calling 911 to facing handcuffs and a shattered reputation? Stick around, this tale of prejudice, power grabs, and poetic justice will keep you hooked until the final word. I'm Jason Chen, a 21-year-old tech entrepreneur who just sold my startup for 8 figures. Oakwood Estates, with its manicured lawns and quiet streets, seemed like the perfect place to plant roots after years of grinding code and pitching investors. I closed off 1540 to Oakwood Drive last week, a sleek modern home bought from the Millers, ready to make it mine. But as I parked my Rolls-Royce, a $300,000 symbol of my hustle, Karen Wellington, self-proclaimed HOA president for 6 terms, charged at me like I'd invaded her kingdom. "Who are you, and what are you doing with that vehicle?" she barked through my closed window, her voice sharp enough to cut through the hum of the engine. I stepped out, keys in hand, and kept my cool. "Hi, I'm Jason, the new homeowner, at 1542, just moving in today." Her eyes raked over me, sneakers buttoned up, brown skin like I was a puzzle she couldn't solve. "That's impossible," she snapped, arms crossed. "The Millers sold to a young professional. You're barely out of high school." I smiled politely. "I'm 21, and I bought the place. Paperwork finalized last week." Her gaze narrowed, circling my car like a predator. "Nobody your age can afford a Rolls-Royce unless they've stolen it. I'm calling the police. We don't tolerate criminals here." Before I could respond, she was on her phone, dialing 911 with theatrical flair. "There's a suspicious young man with a Rolls-Royce. That can't possibly be his. This is Grand Theft Auto at 1540 to Oakwood Drive. Hurry before he escapes." I sighed, texting my assistant I'd be late. This wasn't my first brush with snap judgments, being young and a person of color. Often drew raised eyebrows, but Karen's audacity was next level. "I'm not going anywhere," I told her, leaning against my car. "This is my house, my car. I'm Jason, by the way. You are Karen Wellington," she declared, dripping with pride, "president of the Oakwood Estates HOA, and you don't look like a homeowner in our community." The emphasis on "are" carried a sting, and her next words confirmed it. "I've seen plenty of fake IDs. The HOA has a strict vetting process, and I don't recall approving anyone who looks like you." That looked like you wasn't just about my age. Her gaze lingered on my skin. I took a deep breath. "Karen, the HOA doesn't approve buyers. That's not how real estate works. The Millers accepted my offer, the sale closed, and I live here now." Her cheeks flushed red. "We'll see about that. And that car, no 21-year-old has that kind of money unless it's drugs or money laundering." She circled my Rolls-Royce again, snapping photos like a private eye. Neighbors peeked out, drawn by the commotion, their phones ready to capture the drama. I pulled my vehicle registration and insurance from the glove box. I'm a tech entrepreneur. My company was acquired last year. This car is legally mine, bought from Beverly Hills Auto Gallery. She barely glanced at the papers. "Anyone can forge documents. My nephew's in cybersecurity. He says criminals are sophisticated now." Then to police cruisers rolled, in lights flashing. Karen's face lit up with smug triumph, striking a damsel in distress pose. "Officers, thank goodness," she gushed. "I caught this young man red-handed. He claims to live here, but I know every resident. He's a fraud." The older officer, gray mustache and calm demeanor, turned to me. "Sir, we got a report of a stolen vehicle, license and registration." I handed them over. "I'm Jason Chen, just moved in. This is my car, and that's my house." The younger officer checked my documents while Karen hovered, insisting. "He's using a fake ID. That car's $300,000. He'd never qualify." The younger officer nodded to his partner. "Everything checks out. Vehicles registered to him, no flags, insurance current. Deed shows transfer last month." Karen's voice rose. "That's impossible. Check again. He must have hacked the system. People like him don't drive cars like that." The older officer's eyes narrowed. "Ma'am, what do you mean by people like him?" Karen stammered. "Young people. 21-year-olds don't have Rolls Royces, unless something's shady. But the damage was done. That's when Mr. Thompson, a gray-haired neighbor, stepped forward, holding up his phone. "Officers, my doorbell camera caught everything. You'll want to hear what she said before you got here." He played the clip, and Karen's voice rang out. "We don't need his kind lowering property values. I'll make sure he's removed." Gasps rippled through the growing crowd. The older officer's face hardened. "Mom, step over here." As they spoke privately, Karen's gestures grew frantic. Neighbors whispered, their disapproval now aimed at her. The officer returned, writing the citation. "Karen Wellington, you're under arrest for filing a false police report and verbal harassment with discriminatory intent." Her jaw dropped. "This is outrageous. I'm the HOA president." "Irrelevant," the officer snapped, reading her Miranda rights as she was led to the cruiser. Shouting about reverse discrimination and her attorney, the aftermath was electric. A week later, the HOA held an emergency meeting, packed, with residents fed up with Karen's reign. I brought my attorney, Sarah Lynn, an expert in HOA law. She presented my deed, vehicle records, and Mr. Thompson's video, which had gone viral on the neighborhood's private Facebook group. Research into HOA regulations revealed Karen's vetting process was a myth. HOAs can't control property sales, only enforce community rules. Neighbors shared their own stories. Karen finding a family for unapproved holiday lights, threatening to tow a retiree's RV. The vote to remove her was unanimous, 27-0. She was fined $5. 0. Ordered to complete 100 hours of community service. And her real estate agency suspended her after clients fled. Weeks later, I saw Karen at the grocery store, no cardigan, no swagger. She spotted me, ditched her cart, and fled, her face red with shame. The woman who tried to police my existence was now a pariah, her power crushed by her own prejudice. Now, I park my Rolls Royce proudly, and Oakwood feels like home. If you love seeing arrogant bullies get their comeuppance, smash that like button. And if you're hooked on stories where justice rolls in like a luxury car, subscribe. You won't believe what's next.